Hello, lovely family. Welcome to today's special video, which I'm dedicating to the people of Africa, especially Rwanda. Today, I'm going to be selling Rwanda here. Yes. So this is the Akabanga chili oil from Rwanda, which I did some, should I say potato pizza or should I say potato egg omelette? Give me a name for this recipe in the description button. Let's get interactive in here. So yes, this is Akabanga chili oil from Rwanda. And let me give a special shout out to George Mugabe. Yes, he's at Kepler College, and yes, he introduced me to this, and I really did like it, and I tried it on the channel. So shout outs to the people of Rwanda. Shout outs to Africa. We're doing mwah. If you love cake, especially those in the diaspora, if you like cake, you like that peppery, vibe. Those in the Caribbean, please go and look out for this Akabanga chili oil. It's super super hot and tasty. So most important, I'm going to make of some spice. I'm going to pepper, but I didn't use this later on. I use the pepper. You can use pepper powder or pepper oil. You're going to use some eggs. You're going to make use of some potatoes, some onions, and some sausage, and a little bit of oil to help you fry. Now, this video is also one of the special videos. I tried this for my friend Prisla Tay. Ma Didi. So yeah, shout out to Didi. Yes, this was what my special recipe I did for her on her birthday. Yes, it's beautiful to spend time with family and friends. It's beautiful to have moments together. So shout outs to Didi. I did this especially for her on her birthday. It was something that I'd never tried. It just came to mind. I had potatoes and stuff. Let me do something simple and nice, which we could eat for breakfast together. So yes, you begin by peeling all your potatoes, peel all your onions, wash them up, and then we come to the cutting board. And you need to cut this into slices which can easily cook, because we're not going to fry this, we're not going to cook it like with water or anything. So it needs to be slices that can easily cook through and cook very well within the shortest possible time. So I cut this into circle, which is the best way to cut it. If you want to create it, it's also up to you. But then the cutting makes it super nice in there. Then for the onions, you're going to cut the sausage. You're going to cut the sausage. You can cut it in different styles, different shapes, however you want to cut it. I like the diced part. That makes it a bit, beautiful in there as well. If you don't like that type, you can decide to do it semicircle or circle, any shape you want. Just have fun in the kitchen. The kitchen is a place to have fun, not a place to get bored in there. So yes, like I said, just go with the shape you like. You can try to make use of meat, protein, any protein type of your choice, whether it's chicken, whether it's any protein choice. Just make sure that if you're using a protein which is like bloody, you pre-cook it before it goes in there. And then for the onion too, I'm just going to do semicircle rings in there. You can decide to do the full circle rings. You can decide to chop it. But I think when you do the semicircle rings or the full circle rings, it's good. It gives you more like visual presentation, more, crunch and more looks in there than when you dice into very small circles. And so once this is done, we're actually almost done with the cooking. That's one of the simplest recipes you can do. So the most important part is you prepping your vegetables and you getting things together. So once it's done, we're going to go to the fire part, yes, by the fireside. But before we get to the fireside, we need to also prep our eggs for the omelette bit. So I'm cracking my eggs into my bowl, making sure that everything is all set. Once we start the work, we ain't stopping. So one thing is, please make sure your eggs are fresh. If not, don't try this, or check for it 111 before you put it in. I'm going to also add in some iodized salt to it, and I'm going to beat it all together so that it mixes perfectly. Yes, it's optional. If you want to put your eggs in whole and have it whole in there, it's also up to you. But I like the fully blended vibe so that no one feels cheated. If you get egg yolk, you don't get egg yolk, no fight. And I also added in some spring onions or some scallions. Usually I keep them in the freezer to keep it for long. So I add that in. Then I'm just going to use my grill pan. You can use any frying pan or any pan of yours. It's going to work. Yes. And I add in a generous amount of oil. Then a bit of the Akabanga chili oil. The reality is this oil is super hot. It's extremely hot. So if you don't know and you use excess oil or you use just this to cook, sweetheart, your mouth will burn. Unless you're going to eat it with some sort of needed to cook. And the first thing you need to cook is the potatoes because they take a bit of time to cook. And because we are not going to, how do you call it? We're doing a one pot something, you need to be careful of the oils. You don't need so much oil to make this, as is the reality. So I'd always recommend you use a non-stick pan so you don't end up using so much oil. If not, and you're using an aluminium pan, you may need to use a bit more. Then my sausages go in there. Instead of using coconut oil, you can also decide to use any oil of your type or of your preference. You can also use some margarine or some butter. Butter also gives you a very twist. Then I put in my onions as well. I'm just putting them on the top, and then the final thing I'm going to put in there is a bit of salt, and then my eggs go in there as well. Yes, you realize the potatoes, we didn't really put salt in there, so we had to add in extra salt as well. And because my oil was very minimum, I had to add in a little bit of oil, else the egg is going to stick into the pan and I'm going to struggle to remove it. So once this goes in, it heats up just a little bit more and the heat is going through, I'm just going to pour the egg over it. So like I said, if you've not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And please help us name this recipe. Help us name this recipe. Help us name this recipe. My friend today was like, we should do it potato pizza because it looked more like pizza when we're done. I felt it should be potato egg omelette kind of vibe. Should it be potato upside down? What do you think we should call this one? Please let me know so that I can let the birthday lady know how we named it as well on the channel. So this doesn't really take long to cook, and I had to flip it for the other side to also cook, and I had to use my pan to do. And yes, like I said, minimum heat all through. And before you add the other things to the potato, make sure the potato is very much cooked so that you don't end up eating semi-cooked stuff. And once you flip and it's cooked for about 5 minutes, you can use your toothpick to pass through to check whether there's still moisture in or not. You know, the egg doesn't take too long to cook. Then you can cut out and then you can enjoy it. Yes, as for me, I was eating it even on fire before the birthday girl herself ate it. So yes, I served this with some fresh orange juice, which I just used. Fresh. And this is super healthy, super nice. It's a comfy breakfast, the kind of breakfast you eat where, you know, you can go into the day and even at 2, 3, you won't be feeling so much hungry. Then you can eat something else as well. So just feel free and try this recipe out. I really want you to try, especially with the Akabanga oil, because it gives it that sweet, peppery taste even as you're enjoying it. So till I see the next food video, do live life to the fullest, be joyous, be merry. Lots of love for my team and I, and shout out to all our Africans and Rwandans, and mwah, 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 mwah.